Every once in a while while doing the show, you just get a feeling, and this is one of those shows. I get a feeling that doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter how the food is, 90% of the comments are going to be about this t-shirt. C'est la vie. So welcome to another episode of Lunch Break. And I know I'm not sitting in the back of the Jeep, it's over here. The reason for that, but I got to kind of explain a couple things first. Well, the premise of the show, you're out at the paintball field, you can't leave the field for whatever reason. I tell people to brown bag it, but this time we're not exactly brown bagging it. See, I get requests for this show, and some of the stuff, it's kind of hard to fill the request. There's embargoes, and it's hard to import stuff, or it's just not available. But one request somebody asked for, I can do because it's pretty easy. He was saying, well, why don't you do freeze-dried camping food? So that's what we got here. This is something called Mountain House. Right here, scrambled eggs with bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon, pretty much. And you'll notice that it is freeze-dried food. This is meant mostly, like I said, for campers, hikers, and the like. So we're going to actually tackle this one this time, and I'm going to show you why I'm not sitting in the back of the Jeep, and actually why I really don't recommend stuff like this for paintball use. So right here in the back you can see the directions for the use, and we're actually going to read the directions before we tear this thing open. So, open package and tear notch, remove and discard the oxygen absorber from pouch. I still want to know, who was the guy? Who was the guy that looked at the desiccant pack and went, oh, this just looks delicious. I want to know who this... Carefully add 1 cup, 8 ounces of boiling water to pouch. Here's where we're going to run into a problem with paintball games, because if I'm sitting in the back of the Jeep, where am I going to boil water? Unless I bring something with me to boil water, it ain't going to happen. And maybe, even though some people say, well, you can probably use a heater unit, I probably could, but it's not going to work as well, I don't think. And besides, I don't have any spare heater units just lying around, so that plan's out the window. Well, plan 3, I could fill it with water and then put it in the front of the Jeep and let it sit out all day, all morning. I'm going to be hesitant to that because these are eggs. So I suppose you could possibly do that, but 8 ounces of boiling water. Where are you going to get that out in the middle of a paintball field short of bringing something with you to make fire? And also to have supplies in order to make fire. But of course that's why I'm cheating out here, because I've got a handy dandy grill over here. So we're going to boil up 8 ounces of water. Actually, if you are going to do something like this, having a water bottle like this is very handy, because you can see on the side, I think I mentioned this before, but you can see the measuring ticks. So you can actually measure out 8 ounces of water and get it kind of right. Fresh city water. So I mean 8 ounces, it should be right down to there. Okay, and let's turn the grill on. You're not going to light for me, are you? Yeah, I saw that coming. So now I got to wait for the water to boil. Part of me was expecting that thing to go... Well, then, got lucky. Okay, this is just about to a boil, so let's start getting this stuff ready. So let me read the rest of the directions. After you pour in the boiling water, you stir thoroughly and close the zipper on top of the pouch. It's got one of these little zipper things like you'd see on a sandwich bag. And then after 5 or 6 minutes, carefully drain the excess water from the pouch. Serve for your convenience, eat right out of the pouch. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. At least it's a convenient way to eat. Pop that off the top. And let me find the desiccant packet. There it is. Yep, and it says in big letters, do not eat. Show you guys that, which you've probably seen many times before. I still want to know, who was the guy? There you go, 1 freeze-dried egg chunk. Right there, and I'm looking for the bacon. I don't see any. I can smell it, but I don't see any like little bacon bits in there. Alright, this has reached a rolling boil. Why is it every time I do one of these episodes I risk burning myself? I'm starting to sense a trend here that I don't like. Pour it right in there. Oh, that's what that burnt plastic smell is. Yeah, I chose the wrong pot to be doing this. Oops. And it's kind of got this like white foamy kind of thing in there, and I know it's not from the pot. So I'm assuming that it's cooking something in there. So we will close this nice and solid tight. And now in about 5 or 6 minutes, we'll have dinner. Breakfast or dinner? Is there a better way to do it? Or waiting for this to actually really kind of rehydrate more than anything else. It'll go while I'm holding it. I do want to talk about the nutritions on the back over here, because it says it's 210 calories per serving, and inside of this is 1.5 servings, so about 320, 300 and some odd 5 calories. Somebody else do the math. You guys are probably better at it than I am. It's got a heck of a lot of cholesterol. Gee, it's eggs. Go fig. And not a lot of anything else. Some vitamin C, rockin', calcium. That's cool. I like that. But not a heck of a lot else. But undoubtedly, it's probably going to be better than the McDonald's anyway. So, you know, just saying. All right, so we should be at about the 5-minute mark. Let me take a quick cheater look in here. Oh yeah, that's. It smells good too. It does actually smell pretty darn good. Now it says to drain the water out first, but I'm just going to take a taste test of this. Let me show you guys this first. Doesn't look that much different than when it was freeze-dried, but really bland. No, actually there's the bacon. There's the bacon. Took a second for the bacon to actually hit. It's a little bland. It really needs some salt, honestly. And I would go run inside and go grab some, but you know, we're supposed to be roughing it, right? Kind of, sort of. I just saw 10 levels of disaster in that as I was doing that. Just all at one shot. Most of the water's out of it, so it kind of has an in the bag consistency of really runny, mass-produced eggs. And if you've been to day camp, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this stuff. Here's a really good chunk of the bacon bits. And it's going to look really off color because I didn't rebalance the camera for sunset. Well, let's give this a whirl. Alright. Still bland, still needs salt. Still needs quite a bit of salt, I think. I might just be a sodium junkie on this too. But it's prepackaged eggs. It kind of has the same taste, like I said, of day camp eggs, or a little bit runny, but I can probably drain the rest of the water out of this and it'll be fine. So let me put a closer on this one because, as you can probably tell, the light is gone at this point. If it wasn't for the garage lights, we'd be in the dark. So what do I think of this overall? The food is good. Don't get me wrong in all of this. The food is absolutely good, but this is a show for paintball players. So as far as paintball players go, not so much. Now when you're hiking or when you're camping, weight is everything. So taking freeze-dried food with you instead of taking wet MREs, it's going to save on a lot of weight. You can just keep on going and going, you're fine. But for paintball players, we're living in the back of the vehicle. So when you're back there, where are you going to boil water? And I know somebody's going to come up with some weird invention, but 99% of all paintball players are not going to have a portable water boiler. If they do, they're not going to be wanting to take a grill with them, and they're not going to be wanting to take the pots and pans with them. And besides, if you're taking the grill with you at that point, just make brats and get it over with. Now, like I said, good stuff, not really for paintball players. Also, there's a money thing too. I bought this for about $5 something, maybe $6 something at my local big box mart. I've seen them go for as much as $7.50, sometimes even more expensive than that. Freeze-dried food is not cheap, but you do get what you pay for. It is good stuff for the money. You're just going to be paying for it. You also get a lot in here too. I mean, there's a heck of a lot of eggs in there. But again, for paintball players, you can do better for less. So that's going to be my assessment of that. But if you're hiking or camping, definitely go for it. I mean, this is good stuff. So we're going to call that one a lunch break. I'm going to put all this stuff away and finish my eggs, but not in the back of the Jeep this time.